Hi, Mitchell from CSOP Asset Management here. As a final piece of our thematic ETF rollout, today we are pleased to introduce what has been a very popular theme among investors, namely electric vehicles and our global smart driving ETF listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange under ticker 3162. The key term here is in smart driving, which doesn't only cover electric vehicles and the popular household brand names per se, but also the supply chain leaders of the smart driving movement, as we feel that this can really reflect the magnitude of the growth story in this theme. So as you may be aware, carbon neutrality has been mapped out as a key emphasis for all countries around the world, with respective goals of reaching peak carbon emissions and carbon neutrality by certain dates. All the major countries such as China, UK, US, Japan have goals to attain carbon neutrality from 2050 to 2060, with China's plan for peak carbon emission to be 2030. So therefore, electric vehicles and smart driving will be at the center of this movement for years to come. In particular, we've seen smart driving technology develop at a rapid rate, with more players entering the market, like traditional automobile manufacturers, and in turn increasing the competition, which should be a positive for its development as this theme steps further into the mainstream. So just to begin, one thing that's been very interesting in the development of this field is that we've seen industry leaders from all around different sectors and industries enter into the vehicle manufacturing business. And this subverts the logic of the traditional automobile industry. These companies range from consumer tech leaders like Apple, Xiaomi, to upstream manufacturing companies like Foxconn, search engines like Baidu and Google, and even real estate developers like Evergrande Group. They have all announced plans to develop their smart driving business, which shows the promising prospect of this product going forward. Much of this can be compared to the development of smartphones when it first took off and forever disrupted the mobile phone market. We saw new players enter into the phone market and old ones get pushed out due to a late adoption of the technology. For example, Nokia, BlackBerry, and Apple were the top 3 players in 2009. But fast forward to 2021, only Apple is still sitting up top, with the other 2 being Samsung and Xiaomi. Moreover, in the same time span, we saw smartphone shipments increase by over 600%. And furthermore, we've crunched some numbers for you for comparison. The penetration rate of electric vehicles was about 4% in 2020, with 3.1 million sales volume and a market scale of around $100 billion. And it is estimated that by 2025, the penetration rate will be around 18%, with a scale approaching $600 billion. Moreover, by 2030, the scale is expected to be twice that of smartphones at a penetration rate of 38%. Therefore, this highlights the rate at which the smart driving industry is growing at. Now onto the specifics of smart driving concept. There were 3 main characteristics that formulate the smart driving concept, namely 1, power electrification, 2, carbon intelligence, and 3, driving automation. Power electrification is a key pillar to this concept, as it is new energy that promotes environmental friendliness. With a unified power system that creates more possibilities for function versus the traditional fuel usage. Traditional vehicles have complex structures of engines, transmission shafts, and related electrical systems, which entail a large number of scattered and fixed parts. While electric vehicles have simpler and highly integrated structures with fewer parts, making them easier to control and more flexibility in parts installation and software updates that can even be done over the air. This explains why the global EV battery demand and installations are expected to grow by approximately 4.6 times in the next 5 years, which makes a company like CATL, who are the world's leading battery systems provider, a key constituent of the ETF and the investment theme. The second and third pillars are cabin intelligence, like intelligent voice interaction that makes it easier to operate with an easy to upgrade integrated software and hardware, which also has more entertainment functions. And driving automation, which refers to the automatic driving versus manual driving, which allows for a lower user threshold, higher road transportation efficiency, and more controllable and predictable travel times. The growth in these two pillars are dependent on the chips which serve as a so-called brain to the smart driving. For this reason, we've seen the development and demand for GPU chips and semiconductors grow at a rapid rate. Particularly with the current pandemic, we've seen a higher adoption rate and major scarcity in these products. And as electric vehicles continue to work towards full automation, we can only expect the emphasis on these components to further skyrocket, especially given the rate of development in this technology where computing power have improved significantly by the year as well. Where constituents such as NXP, semiconductors, and STM have been the key global beneficiaries to this kind of growth. Improved chips and computing power also enables OEM companies to improve on their user experience and artificial intelligence capabilities, which enable better user experiences by converting a traditional vehicle into a smart mobile living room. Through combining their big data capabilities with their algorithms, users are quickly experiencing the improvements in seamless and automated driving. Taking Tesla as an example, who are a smart vehicle pioneer and a key constituent, they have constantly improved their user experience by releasing rapid software upgrades. Their artificial intelligence have gathered years of user big data and improved or so-called learned through their sophisticated algorithms. And in terms of global policies, we've seen some favorable ones rolled out by the governments around the world which support the development and growth. China has drawn up the new Energy Vehicle Industry Development Plan, which aims to tackle climate change and promote green development. It is expected that by 2025, around 20% of total sales volume of new vehicles will be new energy vehicles, where pure electric vehicles, also known as PEVs, will become the mainstream of newly sold vehicles. Moreover, it is said that by 2035, all public vehicles will become electric ones. And in the US, Biden has said to launch a $2 trillion infrastructure plan, of which $174 billion will be used to build electric vehicles. Therefore, prior to 3162 ETF, there was a high threshold for investors to buy into this basket of innovative companies, who were the leaders sitting at the heart of this exciting growth story. But now, investors are able to buy into this comprehensive smart driving basket at a fraction of that cost. So we hope that you found this video informative. We are constantly rolling out with exciting investment themes and ideas to cater to the market demand. So please do stay tuned and see you again next time. Thank you.